I see colors, the wonder of colors in everything I touch, in everything that reminds me.
How ideal is your space?
Hi, welcome to my ideal space. Come on in. This is my ideal space, my bedroom, my world, and where I live basically most of the time when I'm not at work.
Why so many pillows?
I'm the kind of a person who likes to be surrounded by a lot of things. I decided to use pillows. Each pillow is from a different country that I've visited.
We've talked about feature walls in a couple of episodes on the ideal space. Now that is one of those feature walls?
Yes.
What's the story there?
That was a gift from one of my nieces when she went to China. So I decided that I wanted to put it up, wanted to show her that I appreciated her choice of what she got for me. Initially, when we did the house, I was still a student. So we did this bedroom 5 years ago. I decided to use more flat paint in terms of flat color because I knew I was going to sort of design the room with a lot of African artifacts, a lot of craft work from not only Africa but also from around the world, from where I've traveled to.
Is it a wallpaper?
It actually is a wallpaper.
It is a wallpaper.
It's a paintable wallpaper, which I chose not to get painted except for, if you look very carefully in where the zigzags are, we've just put silver in there with a paint pen. Because if you're like me with lots and lots and lots of belongings, you know, I mean, you don't want the ceiling to be ignored if everything's plain. So instead of having this on my walls, I had it on my ceilings because it, you know, it gives me the ground space to display my sort of things. And then the ceiling, when I'm sleeping, you know, I'm looking up at something busy as well.
Any sort of mood that you get from flat colored paints? Because everyone on the show keeps asking me, okay fine, I've got a flat colored paint. Can I create a sort of a mood in the space that I'm living in or even playing in?
Yes, because color affects you psychologically. For a lot of people, red would be a very aggravating color. It would be a very energizing color. They don't prefer to use it in bedrooms, but as a designer, I wanted to be more daring. The fact that the red sort of it brings me enclosed, and in different cultures, these colors represent different meaning and different value. I'm the kind of person who likes to be very personal with my work. I design a lot of my own things. For example, the stand with the belt, I've made it out of recycled bangles and rope. And then I've got a similar one there for scarves, which I've done the same thing for. It's easier because I'm a very girly girl and I have a lot of things.
That's a girly
Yes.
You've come from a flat paint and then you have Mazeras on the other hand. Doesn't that contrast? Doesn't that say something different about your personality?
Yes, the whole point of a contrast is in design. You've got to learn to complement things. You've got to learn that, yes, I could have ideally put a flat paint there, but then how am I getting that touch of Africa with paint only without color? This is a very natural stone that we find very readily available here. And I wanted to bring that into my room. I wanted to feel like it was that lodge sort of a thing. And it also, yes, it does reflect my personality to a certain level.
Wait, lodge?
Yes.
So your room, you've turned it into a sort of like a lodge or a hotel room of sorts?
Yes. For me, every day would be nice to be a holiday because I wanted to come to a space where I'm relaxed. When I go to a hotel room, I know I'm going for relaxation, I'm going for holiday. That's only been when I've been traveling is holidays and leisure. I've not traveled where it's hectic, stressful for work. So I wanted to feel that way every day when I come home. I wanted to feel that I'm unwinding at some retreat.
Something that's caught my eye is, seeing that you're a Kenyan of Asian descent, is
Yes.
that you've got a collection of scarves, But how you've stored it is what piqued my eye the most.
I feel very blessed in that sense, especially when people come and they say, oh wow, you know, I want to do that and I want to do that. And similarly, I got a calabash for my necklaces because I love my jewelry, I love my accessories, and I need them all to be seen, visible, where they're easily accessible to me. I don't like stashing it away.
The question I'd like to ask would be, would this room be an ideal for a bachelor?
Well, to make it a bachelor's pad, obviously I would change my feature of the sticky feature that I've got with the butterflies and the lady.
Right.
I would still retain the Mazaras. Obviously get rid of where I've got my accessories. Some of them could still remain, like the belt stand could be used for ties. I would include a TV if I could on this wall. On this wall right here. So I'd take the floating shelf off, put a flat screen mounted on there, and have a whole sort of bachelor pad sort of a thing going on where I'd have bean bags or, you know, lazy boy, PlayStation, typical man thing. A few tips for the viewers is you don't have to have traveled the world, you don't have to have traveled the globe to accessorize your rooms. You could make do with what you have. You could be a collector of coins, you could be a collector of stamps. An idea is you could put all your stamps, you know, stick them on a ply, get it framed, and it could just frame your whole feature wall. You could have coins and you could incorporate them into the walls. You could have them stuck on and they would form a feature on its own, create a wave, a pattern, etc. Another thing that you could do, obviously, is use paints. Paints are a great way of using features. You could do blocking. This is what I have done in my room. I've blocked one section of the room with a fresh biscuit color and the others are the sachet red. The good thing is that this red, it shows you how it can be used. When you look at it on an ambience card or a color card, you can't imagine a room in this color. But when you actually apply it, this is what it is. You can bring out the beauty of the room with the colors. The colors I used were obviously Crown colors, which are the best paints. And Mazaras wall, I have introduced it. Yes, it's not a paint, but again, it's a different material, it's a different feature, and I've used Crown varnish to gloss over the Mazaras. Thank you all for visiting my ideal space. I'd like to ask you, how ideal is your space?
I see colors, the wonder of colors in everything I touch.
How ideal is your space?